Hello everyone, I'm going to be showing you a really powerful Warlock build. Pause at any moment that you need to look at the artifact and the mods on the armor. It's quite important. Now, the mods will vary slightly if you don't have the Exodus downsets. I will give you that in a bit. But the first thing to note is that the only necessary thing for the weapons is a Strand primary. There's a lot of options for that, and I'll get into several of them in a bit, but I would like to first mention that your other siphon mod on your helmet, you should adjust to your other weapon. Basically, your other if it's a weapon that you're gonna end up getting multi kills with, go ahead and change that void surge or siphon, sorry, to the other element. Now, as far as anti-barrier options go, I typically like to go for them in the heavy slot. I like the Cataphract GL, I like the A499, I like the Microchasm because it also one-taps shields on match game, things like that. But yeah, as long as you have that Strand primary on, you could use really whatever weapons you want. I recommend maybe something with attrition orbs, like area denials are really nice, especially the one from Vesper's Host. Anyway, essentially the way this build is working is a lot of it has to do with the artifact and unraveling severed and, you know, threadlings that occur from that. And just know this, if you have unraveling orbs on your weapon, unraveling on your weapon pretty much all the time, just shoot it at things and you'll go ahead and just unravel them, spawn threadlings, sever them with it, or just pick up the tangles, throw them, you'll sever things. Just basically shooting your primary, picking up tangles is its own gameplay loop in and of itself, on top of your getaway artist. Now, Transcendence is always going to give you that void overshield when you weaken something because of the maligned harvest in your thing, so keep that in mind for defensive things. And the super is mainly for the frost armor. Now, obviously for dungeons and raids, I'll be swapping that out for something else, and as well as all the mods, they'll also be swapped. Now, another thing to note is, for if you're not using the Exodus downset from Nessus, which it really is easy to farm, I would definitely go ahead and just put on some, a Grenadier on your Ghost and just go to, the Lost Sector on Master and farm it out. You could even do it with other people, as long as, you know, you just do the Lost Sector on Master and kill all the champions on Nessus, you'll get tier 5. As long as you have 200 grenade, you should mostly be fine, but having a little bit of melee is nice, but not too much, just enough so it's not too long, you know, 40, 50, 60, but the rest of it's going to go into super and weapons, so like 100 super, 100 weapons, pretty minimum. I'd say more super is nice, more weapon is nice. But yeah, as long as you have 200 grenade, pretty chill. Just, you'll have Amplify, you'll have Frost Armor, which is pretty much you'll see is always at least at a couple of, damage resistance things at a time. You have decent uptime of Woven Mail. Obviously you'll have Devour. Just be aggressive, spam. Every time you have that Transcendence, pop your Transcendence, start throwing grenades, start getting that overshield up every time you do it. Sometimes if you've already weakened an enemy, it won't give it to you, but it'll refresh randomly, so. You also get innate DR just from popping Transcendence to begin with, so you'll be pretty tanky, because, yeah, now the stacks on stacks and the special finisher, if you're not using the Exodus downset, you can swap the, if you don't have the Exodus downset too, I almost feel like running Nova is kind of nice, so you have more Void Overshield uptime, but really you can play around with whatever super. Song of Flame gives you Restoration. This one gives you Frost Armor, the Stasis one, and the Woven Mail is from Needlestorm one, but you get Woven Mail anyway from this build, from to shreds on the artifact, so it's not necessary. I mean, you could always just run, it'll be more uptime, but as you can see, that Frost Armor and the Woven Mail being up at the same time is pretty nice, and things are most of the time severed, and you're amplified, so that's even more damage resist, and You know, Void Overshield gives damage resist whenever you get that, and so does Transcending, and, you know, you got all kinds of things going on, and the armor set gives damage resist. And then you could also swap, if you're not using the double surge, you can swap, you know, you could either run Distribution, you could run, you could still run Special Finisher, you could run whatever you want on your boots, if you, or sorry, if you don't want to run Exodus down in stacks on stacks, or sorry, your Bond. You can run anything on those two slots, but I recommend just sticking to the build exactly until you just get the sets, to be fair. If you don't have the sets, just change only those two mods, nothing else, and just the other mod on how, like, I've tried out a lot of different things. You can mess around with it if you want, but I don't recommend it too much. Now, if you want the dungeon and raid versions of this build, it's going to be a lot different. Not too much different, same artifact. Couple of changes, though. The artifact's nice because it has to limit, like the limit break, and it has, like, the particle deconstruction thing for raids and dungeons, but obviously you were not using those for, GMs and stuff like that, and Ultimate Conquest and things. You were using exactly what I have on the artifact there, in the beginning. Just go back and pause if you need to. Anyway, there's a lot of us having slice on your primary is really nice. Again, the what is it called? The Quicksilver is a nice option. It doesn't have slice, but it, you know, it's just a decent strand. It does a decent damage and is unstoppable. There's the hand cannon from Thunder Doctrine that's unstoppable. There's pulse rifle from it's an anti-barrier pulse rifle. There's an anti-barrier SMG that's chaos reshaped attrition orbs that I would like. It's from Niamuna. There's the Eminence can get Slice, Chaos Reshaped. Slice is just make it so you can sever things more often, like every time you use your class ability, you just fire your weapon, they're all severed, kill them, you got Woven Mail. Basically, if you don't have Unraveling Orbs, use your melee to unravel them, damage them with your weapons to possibly spawn a Threadling. The Threadling will sever them, and then killing them will make the Woven Mail node. Or you can just pick up a tangle after you kill them, throw the tangle at them, then they'll be severed, then kill them, then you'll get Woven Mail. Basically, it pretty much plays itself, other than like making sure you transcend aggressively and use your abilities and stuff, and pick up orbs as they spawn and such. I really recommend this build, to be honest, if you're not that cracked like I am sometimes, just trying to chill and then kill stuff. Pretty much works in everything. I've done basically everything in the game on this thing. I've done every raid with this build. I've done every dungeon with this build. I've done every conquest with this build. It's all I've been using. I've changed it a few times, and this is the final version of it. Well, I should say the raids and dungeons are with this build but modified a bit. I will post those. Probably. You guys just let me know, like, I know people probably aren't all raiding and doing stuff like that, so it's probably not as important to peeps, but if you want me to, holler. But yeah, that's all. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
person has seen the most death, the most suffering.
If you cannot bring yourself to provide something useful, be quiet.
Useful. The Dreadnought was made after my memory. But I understand the flow of energy here. You're running out of time.
between them. The hilt of the Willbreaker. The relic of a brother's sword. Zebu Arent would cleave the dreadnought from my throne. Willbreaker, we need that hilt. Guardian, get shooting.